I got you.
It never ends in my life. I'm going to tell you, it never ends. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Once again, this is going to be an exciting. If Miss Kira and I can stand each other for another 10, 20 minutes,
never works.
We've spent way too much time together, but that's all good.
I didn't spend any time with you last week. I only spent one. Well, I know, actually 2 days.
And she said her life went really well last week. So if you hear anything in the background that sounds like we're at a dental office, no, the people at the place here at Geneva National in Lake Geneva are decided to take the paneling off my apartment today. So this is going to sound...
Townhouse.
Well, townhouse, home, whatever it is. Overlooking
Office.
Beautiful Geneva National here at Lake Geneva on the North Shore. Coming to you high from the first floor.
First floor?
Well, that's where we're at right now.
We're in the basement. Just kidding.
We're not. Anyway, we're going to be talking today. We got pretty exciting is that we are trying to bring in...
I got it.
Hey! Be exciting now because technology lives all the way from north of Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Well, no, that's actually Orlando. See, first mistake I made this year.
Oh, my gosh.
Good morning.
Hi, Mo.
Hi, how are you?
Well,
good, how are you?
Glad you made it, Brought
you
in
too.
You did good. You now are a full-fledged, social media
mogul. I know. I gotta get with my social media person, aka my wife.
There you go.
Be out this morning, so.
Yeah, this is how we got started, right? And because I've visited over the nation about 500 different brewery, distilleries, and wineries, and we dealt with the state leaders early this year. And if you go into our Links Libations .com page, you'll see all the state organizations and leaders. So down there, Sean Nordquist and Phil McDaniel out of it's a brewery or the distillery head. For about 3 years ago, we decided that if we could provide good social media, you guys don't have time for it. That's what we're doing. So anyway, we help you with that. So good morning. How are you?
I'm great. We actually have, we've been going now 2 years. In fact, yesterday we celebrated our 2nd year anniversary.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And it's been going very well. And I think one of the reasons we're so successful is we have 4 different owners, 4 different partners. So one of our partners handles all our marketing and social media, and that is obviously not me. But probably should have gotten Robin to do it. She's much more social media savvy, but I'm happy to be here and talk with you guys today.
Well, we really appreciate that. Yeah, the technology we're using today was we created and bumped into about 6 weeks ago. It's been wonderful, but this Friday, as you might hear in one of our other posts, we're going to have some new and exciting, much easier to use for people like yourself who'll be able to use your laptop. So
easy is good. When it comes to technology, the easier the better for me. So
everybody says the same thing, and we're on the cutting edge of it. In fact, I pushed the send button right before I talked to you to go out to our national companies, our PR people, virtually everybody in Florida that we've dealt with, and but it's worked out real well. You guys are just so busy. You're brewing something. You're trying to make it taste good. You got people coming in the door.
I was going to say, I love your building.
Yeah.
I saw the before and the after, and I was like, wow, that's nice. That doesn't even look like the same place.
Yeah, it really is exceptional what we were able to do with that building. It went through a lot of regenerations over the years. In fact, the first recorded history of it back in, I think it was like 1912, it was a grocery store. But the latest before us, it was a plumbing supply warehouse.
Oh, wow.
But we were able to really change it around, and it already had one garage door, and then we blew out the other side of the wall, and so we had two big garage doors for entrances, which obviously through the majority of the year we try to keep open because it gives the impression that you're kind of in a big open space. Unfortunately in the hotter months of the year, in the summer during the day, at least we keep it closed because it gets a little too cold. We love it. We love the layout of it. It's great. Very inviting.
Well, look, it looks like you're having a lot of fun. What you did with the building is exceptional. You have 4 owners, as you said. And so tell us that story, how you decided to get into brewing.
And how you guys all met.
Well, that is a little bit of an interesting story. And just to preface, I'm actually not one of the brewers. Like I said, when we kind of got this all together, we brought people from different areas with their strengths to handle different areas of the business. So it started with my stepbrother Chris and his wife Robin, who live in Sanford, Florida, and he actually worked in IT before this. So did Robin, and they about 5 years ago or so, he got hooked on to doing the home brewing thing. He took a class and caught on to it immediately, and immediately loved it. Went out and bought a home brewing system and started working with it. And I think the first brew they did was disastrous. Somehow in the process of it ended up melting a boot, the rubber off one of their shoes. I'm not really sure how they did that, but they did. But they were already hooked, and they did another batch. They didn't let that deter them. They did another batch, and they loved it. It turned out really well, and he just kept going from there. And then I kind of got involved. I was working up in Charlotte for a hotel. My background is hospitality management, and I was working at a hotel up there, and they got in touch with me and said, "Hey, we're thinking about opening a tap room in Sanford. Are you interested in coming on board and kind of running the front end of things, running the tap room?" I said, "Absolutely, sign me up." So, fast forward a couple years, and then we got another owner involved, Alan Jackson, not the country singer, although he is a musician and is a really good musician, but he had extensive experience and knowledge as a home brewer, and had been looking to either open up his own brewery or get involved with someone. So that was kind of an easy fit. He came in. So Chris and Alan are our primary brewers. And at this point, we've grown so much that we now have 3 assistant brewers as well. And then, I run the front end of things. And then we decided to also make it a full-fledged restaurant as well. So we have a full lunch menu, a full dinner menu, and we just keep growing and growing and growing.
Oh, that's great. No, it sounds exciting. So she's the beer queen.
Yeah.
And she so she was drooling over the one page that has a lot of taps on it, Miss Gary.
I did. I like your names. I want to know how you came up with the Red Otter and the Weekender. And was there one that said the Panty Dropper, I think, right?
Yeah. So, so as in a lot of the stuff we do, it is a collaboration. I mean, we all kind of bring our own strengths and experiences to what we do here, but we also, talk about, when we're brewing a new batch of beer, we discuss what we think the name will be. Robin, again, who does our advertising and marketing and all our social media, and is also kind of a great designer. She kind of designed the tap room and the look of it. We went for a very craftsman look, but she's very creative and comes up with some fun names. But we all kind of get together and decide on stuff. The interesting thing about a lot of our beers is a lot of them have a story behind it. So, I'll use, for instance, the Panty Dropper, because that one is one of the most interesting. So our Panty Dropper is our Belgian Strong, or Golden Belgian Strong. It's actually one of my favorite beers. That and the Red Otter are 2 of my favorite beers that the guys make in the back. But despite the connotations of the name, because it is a 10 ABV, so it's very strong, but it doesn't taste that way, so it kind of sneaks up on you. But the reality of the name behind it is Robin loves Dachshunds and has always had one. And so one of her wiener dogs that she had liked to go into her closet and pull out her panties, socks, and different things. And she'd go and then she'd hide them. And then when they had guests over, she'd go proudly get them and come and drop them in front of everybody. As look what I. So that's kind of where the name came from. And our we've created kind of logos for each of our beers, and it has the picture of a dachshund on it, and that's kind of where that came from. So
I don't think anybody would ever be able to put that story together.
No, they wouldn't, and that's what's interesting, because a lot of people, they kind of say, oh, what, but that's what's interesting, is we have all these stories about our beers, so we love to talk about it, and we're always, we don't shy away from talking to anybody about what we do and about our beers. I mean, we're very proud of them, and we've got some really tasty stuff that we're serving in the tap room.
Yeah, you've got 3 great names you could line up for somebody. If somebody was sitting there, you could say, hey, honey, this is my Precious, and this is the Panty Dropper, and followed by the Lost Weekender. All tells a story in 3 great beers, So the Lost Weekender is, so the very first beer that we ever made was our Weekender, which is kind of tastes like a lemon shandy. Technically, it's a lemon wheat beer. Very light, refreshing. Perfect for Florida, perfect for like a summer day. A very, very drinkable, sessionable. You can sit down, have several glasses of it, because I think the ABV is like 4.5 or something. It's not very high. But they decided to make an imperial version of that I think is registering somewhere in the 8s. I can't exactly remember the amount of the ABV, but it's but at any rate, so they just kind of did and so they named it the Lost Weekender. So yeah. So well, I was close anyway. We're getting there. But anyway.
I have a question. What kind of food do you guys have at your restaurant?
Well,
what style?
We have a lot of different stuff. Our general style is kind of gastropub fare. We tried to come up with some food that paired well with our beers. We have some great burgers on our menu. Couple of our signature dishes is we do a huge Bavarian pretzel. It's our signature appetizer with our own beer cheese that we add one of our beers into the beer cheese. That's probably one of our most popular items. And then we also do mac and cheeses. And we have a few signature mac and cheeses. We have a taco mac and cheese. We have a bacon mac and cheese. We have a Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese, but then we also can do like a make your own mac, where people can pick their protein, pick their cheese, pick their veggies, and kind of make their own mac and cheese. And that seems to be one of our biggest sellers.
Well, we're going to be down there in January, and I was just looking at your Facebook page with events that you have ongoing. It appears that you have like a calendar filled out at least through December. You got Jazz Jam that says every Wednesday. You got a Master Illusionist appearing now through December 28th, and Shadow Cabinet, which is I don't think it's a mace. It's not a class, so it looks like it's a group.
Yeah, it's a group. They're one of our bands that come in regularly. We usually have them at least once a month or once every other month, and they do like 80s covers, like alternative 80s covers. They're a very popular local band. So they tend to, bring a lot of people in. They have a lot of followers. We always have something going on at the brewery. There's a rare night where we don't have something. On any given week, we do open mic on Monday nights. We do.
So tell us about open mic. What is that?
So open mic is we have a band that comes in and plays, and then they invite other musicians to come in. So it's kind of like karaoke, but like a live version of that, so musicians will come in and then join in with the band and play songs that they want to play, and they might just play an instrument, or they might get up and sing. Most of the time they get up and sing. But yeah, so it's just, it's having different musicians come in and join in with the band that we already kind of have playing that night. We do that every Monday. Tuesdays we have trivia that's quite popular. Wednesdays, like you saw, we do our jazz jam. So that's kind of like our open mic, except a jazz version of it. So we have a jazz trio that comes in and plays, and they're quite good. And then they invite other jazz musicians to come join in with the band, kind of jam with them all night. So we have that. Sometimes we have live entertainment on Thursdays, like acoustic. We always have bands on the weekend. Fridays and Saturdays, we always have live music, and Sundays during the day. So we always have something. And then the fourth Saturday of every month, we do a block party where we close down the street that's right beside our building, that block, and we have vendors come out, stuff for the kids to do. We'll set up a beer tent outside and serve some of our beers. Sometimes we serve food outside as well. But that's always a good time, and we do that the fourth Saturday of every month. So we always have something going on.
Miss Kira?
What? Yes, I want to go to that black party.
A lot of fun.
No, it
We have
sounds
a
like
lot
you.
Definitely do.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people in this. We're going to the PGA show. How far are you from the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, if you know where that is?
I roughly know where the convention center is. I would say we're 20, 25 minutes away.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Yeah.
Yeah, not too far. You know,
Yeah.
Sanford's about, 20, 15 miles north of Orlando.
Yeah.
So it's not too far. I
Yeah.
mean, traffic, everything, it might take you a half hour or something, but.
Well, we're going to do a lot of visits during that week. We have so many cool marketing things. There's going to be about 45 to 65,000 people coming to that PGA show. I've been doing it for 35 years. So we got a few friends that we've made.
Sounds like.
We haven't alienated everybody. Well, Links Libations, what we started this with is that, Florida, the Open for Business campaign was trying to help people understand we're from Wisconsin. This is our last summer day. We've been informed.
Really sad.
Nope, put in the door by the weatherman. That's our last 85-degree day. Tomorrow it goes. We could have snow on Saturday. Frost
don't
and all.
talk about that.
No, it's awful.
Don't talk about that.
No. The white stuff we like is long distance Florida, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If it doesn't blow into
Right.
Georgia this weekend. But no, we developed great friends. We've done about 50 to 55 of these interviews. But what we try to do is circle up the people that are in your area, golf courses, spas, hotels, people that are friendly to you. It sounds like you're a center of influence where you're at. That's going to be fun. And we try to provide, at least that open dialogues, for all of these Facebook followings. What we do is we send out the link to it, put it up on your Facebook page. A lot of people watch them. We put a link to our monthly magazine, Links Libations Luxury Travel Magazine, all kinds of things to get the story told in Florida. It's a fun place to go. Your place sounds outstanding. I mean, you guys, I'd like to park it there just to be part of a lot of the different events you have. So she's a national musician photographer for the past 10 years. So a lot of people in music know Miss Kira. So everybody wants to see Miss Kira, so they don't want to see
that doesn't surprise me.
Me neither, but she has to put up with me every day. It's a penance. So anyway, really appreciate you coming on. Anytime you have something exciting going on, it sounds like you do all the time. We're only as far away as our phone. And we're going to have some new technology that we're going to be introducing later this week. So it's going to be even better than this. And we're the first leader in this that provides the opportunity through our social media and our magazine to actually put these links in. So
I have a question.
Go right ahead.
I totally forgot to ask
another
you about
quarter in our phone.
So what is this bloody or Mary Bloody beer? I saw it on your website and I was like, that sounds awesome.
It is awesome. It is really awesome. It's, we call it the Proud Mary, and it's our celery beer. And so Sanford is the celery city.
Ooh,
so
I never knew that.
Yeah, so I believe that the celery city beer that we make is the fourth beer the guys brewed, and they make it with celery seed and it's a pale ale. And but we add that with Bloody Mary mix of Zing Zang, and then we put a skewer of our sriracha bacon, and the jumbo olive and lime, and it's quite popular, particularly.
Hey, Bo, we're going to end this. What they decided to do, I live in a place, they decided to tear off the siding during this.
Okay.
So what you're hearing is I'm not in a dental office. So I'm going to be ciderless here. Sidingless, I guess would be. Anyway, we appreciate your putting up with us. Thanks for getting all the effort you put in to come on this morning. We know it's a little bit different, but you'll enjoy it. And
Well, absolutely. It was my pleasure. I was glad to come in and talk with you guys. And listen, when you're down, please come in and say hi.
well,
We
they
sure will.
want her to be. Most people want her to come in and do whatever she does. So
I don't know what I do.
and we don't know what she does. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. So anyway, we appreciate it.
Have a good one, Bo. Cheers.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye.